Today I'm going to be showing you how you can take your setup from average to aesthetic without spending a fortune, and I'm going to be showing the exact upgrades I made to transform my desk into a productivity and gaming haven, and how you can do it too, especially if you're on a budget. Hey, I'm Zolvi, and I've spent months refining my setup to not only look amazing but actually make me more productive and focused, while also being a good space to relax and game. I'm going to be breaking down each key upgrade in this video and why it matters, so you can recreate the vibe without breaking the bank. First up, what everyone talks about but not what everyone wants to do is cable management, and honestly it's the easiest way to instantly clean up your space and the most budget way you can do it. I use an under the desk cable raceway which I basically run all my cables through, as you can see, and also I have small velcro straps around just to tidy up the cables. Honestly, this is one of the major differences which really sets setups apart and just makes it a nicer place to work with everything clutter free and out of sight. Trust me, if you work on your cable management, you'll feel so much better working in a clutter free zone. One thing I do want to add to this is make sure when you're ordering the HDMI or DisplayPort cables that you get long enough ones. Measure up and leave space for some slack so you can properly route all the cables, because a lot of the time cable management is bad when the cables are not the correct length and it causes the cables to be hanging. But if you get a long enough one, then you can properly route it and make it much neater. Now, the second way that I completely transformed my desk was picking up a monitor arm. And as you can see, I have a dual setup with two monitors, one portrait and landscape, but it is a total game changer. It frees up so much space on the desk and it lets you adjust your screen to the different eye level you want. Say you're gaming or working, obviously you're going to have different preferences for what you want your monitor to be at. So I think this is one of the best upgrades you can make. Honestly, it just makes the setup look so much more modern, futuristic and minimal, and really gives your setup that premium vibe. I went for a simple black one with gas arms, and I think if you're going to get one and you can stretch to the budget, I think it's worth getting one with the gas arms because you can easily move them around, whereas the cheaper ones you have to use an Allen key and it's just longer to adjust. But I think the gas ones work perfectly. These ones haven't failed me. Probably about 2 years old now, but they completely changed the setup and are really functional. Overall, it's just clean, minimal, and makes your desk feel a lot more modern. Now, the next one on this list is a bit different. I'm going to be talking about plants. Now, adding a bit of greenery can instantly make your desk feel more inviting and fresh. They don't even have to be real plants. I think fake plants are easier to work with and less maintenance free. I use a lot of the IKEA vines. I think you can pick these up from any IKEA. They're like £8 or like $10, and really they can be used for a lot of different things. I use them to hide my cables and just give a more natural vibe to the space. It really breaks down all the angles compared to not having them. I think it just makes it all softer and a nicer place to work at, especially if your desk is focused on productivity or a work from home setup. But even for gaming, it's just a really nice place to be with the greenery and all the plants. The next thing that I'd recommend is getting a large desk mat. As you can see, I've got a simple black one. Honestly, just ties everything together. I use a neutral black color and it matches the desk and also the rest of my setup. But depending on what your color scheme is, which I'll talk about more later, you can go with any vibe you like. It also helps protect your desk from scratches and bumps and makes your mouse movement super smooth. And I recommend a big one because you never need to change it and you've got loads of room for upgrading. Next, what is I think maybe the most important one is the color scheme. If you have RGB, because if you're rocking a non-RGB setup, then obviously this is not going to apply. But if you have RGB, it's the color scheme is key. For me, I like having, as you can see, I've got an orange and blue setup, and these colors really complement themselves and they go well with the plants. And also it's not too in your face. It's a nice mix between sort of gamer vibe and productivity. It's all about making your desk flow and all the components and parts you have on it all mixed together, and the color scheme really helps just tie it all together if you pick the correct one. And the next thing, it's kind of like the color scheme, but it's wallpapers. It sounds small, but a good wallpaper makes a huge difference. I like picking ones which fit the color scheme, obviously, and this is really important to tie the whole setup together again. You can have minimalistic designs that match your color scheme, and it's the cherry on top of every setup. So that's it for this video. These simple changes are what made my desk setup feel productive and aesthetic. And if you want more setup tips, hit that subscribe button too. Drop a comment below with your favorite desk upgrade.